argue as saying that his music, his guitar style, molded a more aggressive style that was to come in the years to follow, because he played very fast and aggressive. He played heavy stuff that also had the same pop style for the time. It was like it pushed the edge, it pushed the limit, but it was innovative. He wasn't afraid to be himself and play the way he played. That's just,
You see, and so this is where I'll disagree, because to me the superior of hair metal 80s bands, you could probably guess what I'm going to say. Instead, you're going to look at your phone and ignore the fact that my answer is correct.
You act like I can't multitask.
But you're not doing too well.
Multitask. I just answered you.
The correct answer is the Guns N' Roses, my guy.
Oh,
Okay.
here we
So,
go.
you're a Slash hater, I can already tell, just like majority of everybody else.
Not true.
Let
not
me
true.
finish.
I
'Cause
think
it's my
okay,
turn
go
to
ahead.
trash Motley Crue.
Go ahead.
As much I do enjoy Motley Crue. I think Guns N' Roses had so much more of an edge over Motley Crue, in the fact that like all Motley Crue's songs to me were all about maybe Guns N' Roses songs
Yeah,
were
exactly.
too. Now I'm
Go
thinking
ahead.
about it. But I mean, you had Guns N' Roses songs like Civil War and even their newer stuff, man, where they introduced Buckethead on an album, like the whole Chinese Democracy album, man. It was so much more meaningful than any Motley Crue album.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that.
And also,
I
don't know any of Motley Crue singers. What's the Motley Crue singer's name?
I know his name.
Is it Vince Neil?
Vince Neil.
Whack. Axl Rose?
What?
Already,
get
Guns
out
N'
of
Roses
here.
has branded themselves. Like they were the branding kings, man. Like they had that going for them. Motley Crue, their thing was like motorcycles and like women, and like Guns N' Roses to me was just
motorcycles and women.
no.
Not
There was no motor. It was roses and
women,
skulls. Thank you
absolutely.
very much.
Drugs, sex, drugs, money. They both were.
But I mean,
it.
they also had like the punk aspect going for them too. With what was Duff McKagan? It wasn't Duff McKagan, but it was. I never remember his name, but I thought for the longest time Duff McKagan sang 14 years.
I have no idea.
Okay, you don't know anything about Guns N' Roses, but they had like that.
That's not true.
I'm sorry. You don't know as deep as much Guns N' Roses as I do. They had like that
that's
punk
true.
aspect going about them. They had that. They had the hair metal. They had freaking Slash.
Okay, I'm not gonna hate on Slash, but I
And
am
you
going
shouldn't.
to. I am going to point something out. Slash is a predictable guitar player.
That is such BS.
He
bro.
is. If you watch him play and listen to some of his stuff, his shreddy stuff,
Okay.
he uses the same technique.
Slash
so
is not a
much.
shredder. Let's get that straight. People hate on Slash
I'm not saying he's
just
a
like
shredder.
they hate on Kirk Hammett. They are not shredders. They can shred, but like you said,
Kirk Hammett can definitely shred.
wow. It's nothing.
Oh.
We all know the story.
It's two
of
different
Kirk
types of
Hammett.
music, okay?
All right. Yeah, that's why I'm just saying. People hate on Kirk Hammett for his wah pedal thing he's got going on, and people hate on Slash, but they don't look at the whole picture of Slash. Well, I'm supposed to be trashing Motley Crue right now, but you got me going on a Guns N' Roses tangent. Slash's, like the licks and the riffs that he wrote, that's the sound of a generation, dude. What riff did Motley Crue have that beat anything by Guns N' Roses?
I mean, I'm not going to argue that, but I'm going to argue that Mick Mars had the machine gun move. You know, where
Go ahead and tell me what that is.
So he plays the guitar like he's shooting a machine gun.
That is whack, dude.
Dude, it got it okay.
Slash,
because he played a lot of chuggy stuff.
Okay.
Though. He
Well,
played
Slash
chuggy
had the
stuff.
cigarette move. You know what I mean?
No, I mean,
Dude, the whole
cigarettes
time.
are gross.
Huh?
Cigarettes are gross.
Not when it's in Slash's mouth, okay?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Slash does look really cool.
Actually, I ain't gonna lie. Growing up, before I was in a band, I aspired to be just like Slash, dude.
Well, I'm glad you changed your mind.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really glad you.
Because
don't
that'd have
wanna
been a
top
dark path.
All right, let's move on to some other bands.
Hold on, man.
No,
I wasn't
I'm
done
tired
talking
of
about
these
Guns N'
bands.
Roses yet.
The hell with Guns N' Roses.
You know what?
Actually, shout out.
So,
to Guns N'
okay, so I
Roses.
think we can all agree Motley Crue is trash.
I
If you're
don't.
comparing them to Guns N' Roses, this
I-
is kind of unfair because I brought up Guns N' Roses, and it's not a fair argument.
I don't know if that's true though. I just don't think. You know what? Okay, fine. I'll give you this much. I know more Guns N' Roses. Okay, I say I know more. I knew of more Guns N' Roses before I knew of Motley Crue. I'll give you that.
Yeah. I mean, I know so much because my mom was obsessed with Guns N' Roses. That was her band. But, like, also you got to think, too, about how innovative they were with the piano that they added to it. Nobody was doing that.
My
Axl
mom.
Rose was a musical genius. Definitely a douchebag,
Excuse me.
but a musical genius.
Oh, absolutely. My mom was obsessed with Axl Rose's little weird dance in "Sweet Child O' Mine." whatever
Yeah,
that
my mom,
little
too.
Hip dance move thingy is.
His American flag, spandex.
Whatever.
Remember that?
I don't want to think about it.
Why not?
She liked it though. I don't know. I was like, whatever, mommy. It looks like he's just moving around all spastically and weird. Maybe that's where Tillian got his moves from.
Not at all. I don't think so.
I don't know. They're both very groove-oriented moves.
Maybe. Go ahead. Give me a band that I can trash. Or I want to cash something. I want to cash in.
You
So
wanna
we're
cash?
gonna go ahead and who won. Let us know if Motley Crue is trash or cash, good or bad. All right. So go ahead and give me a band now.
I'm terrible at this. I don't know.
It can
enough,
be anybody. It can. You are terrible at this.
Yeah, because you know more like bands that are like staples of generations.
be
and whatnot.
anybody.
Okay, I gotta go with Nirvana.
Oh, I'm about to trash Nirvana.
No,
dude.
I want to trash Nirvana,
Oh,
but that's
not
okay.
fair.
That's
All right.
okay. That's okay. I'll cash.
No. I'll go ahead and cash Nirvana. All right.
No, that's-
You go ahead and
okay.
trash
All right, fine.
Nirvana,
Okay.
because.
Darn. Go ahead.
Oh, so I'm gonna go ahead
Yeah,
and
sure.
defend Nirvana real quick.
Boring.
This hurts so much because
Terrible riffs.
I thought I was. Oh no, you're trashing. Okay, so if you
No,
if
I'm
you
just
look
making
around
sure
my
to let you
room,
know
there's
that
nothing
they
but
suck.
Pearl Jam music around, all around. Pearl Jam is my all-time favorite band of all time. In fact, every grunge band that came out of that era is. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. All right, so Nirvana, basically what they did was they ushered in this new style of music. Pearl Jam, Soundgarden was the first. They weren't getting radio play, but Chris Cornell and Soundgarden was the band that really started the grunge movement, and everybody followed because Chris Cornell was considered the grandfather of grunge. But what Nirvana did, and this is what I do appreciate about Nirvana, is that when they came out, their biggest thing was you don't have to be a Slash or a Motley. I don't know Motley Crue's guitars, but you don't have to be a shredder. You don't have to be pretty. You don't have to be this doctored up look for any kind of music. You can come out wherever you're at, play on a crappy rig, on a whatever, it didn't have to be. What kind of guitars were they playing on in hair metal? What was like the staple? Was it Ibanez?
I don't know because I don't care enough.
Anyway, yeah. I think not Chris Cornell, Kurt Cobain's guitar was a Stratocaster.
I don't know. Does it matter? He hardly played anything.
Doesn't matter. Anyway, the point,
Exactly,
it
it
was
doesn't
all
matter.
rhythm based. No shredding, no anything. It was all rhythm and a couple of licks here and there, and like it brought in a new era of music, and it inspired younger people to.
Blah.
It inspired younger people to pick up their guitars and just wail on a guitar with whatever they had. You know what I mean?
And
so
okay.
that's what I do respect about Nirvana.
Sure.
I'm still talking.
You know what it didn't do? It didn't inspire anybody to be good at guitar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It inspired people to go, duh, bow. That's it. Just 2 notes. And then we're good. And then we'll just yell at the microphone for a little while and pretend like what we're saying isn't complete gibberish. I don't think Nirvana had good music. I think the best thing about that band was what came after, which was when Dave Grohl, obviously went his own way and formed the Foo Fighters. I think that's the best thing that came out of that band, because Foo Fighters with Dave Grohl's a freaking genius. He can't even speak on how much of a genius he is. As far as Kurt Cobain goes, sure, he was angry, he was sad, he had stuff to say. He wasn't a good guitar player. It was boring. The music is so boring to me.
But I mean, if you look at just the guitar playing and not the music as a whole, then sure, it is boring. But it was more of a statement. That whole genre that came out was more of a statement than it was. It was about the music, but it was calling out the media and what we're doing as a nation, like the people we're looking to, and the people we're
Yeah, but
idolizing. You know what I mean?
I hate that music gets political at times. I don't like politics in music because I think when you start adding politics too much into music, you start alienating too many people that may think differently. That's
See,
hey,
man,
that's my
that's
opinion on
another
it.
topic for another time. I actually writ that down. I want to talk about that,
Okay,
but
that's interesting.
we'll save that for another time.
Okay,
But I feel like politics belong in music because it's such
I
a
thought we were saving that for another time.
fine. Anyway, I'm down with considering Nirvana trash.
I don't think Nirvana deserved to be as renowned as they were. I don't think they do. I don't think the musicians were bad by any means. I think that people latched onto it because it was,
It was
like
so
you said,
raw.
a statement and it was raw, not because they were a good band.
Yeah, and I mean because if you look at all that's what I don't understand why people latch on to Nirvana. I mean because if you look at the other bands out of the time, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, such solid musicians all around. Like the structure in the songs, like if you listen to Nirvana album front to back, to me it all sounds like punk, which is fine. I love punk, but I'm saying like I just feel like there's no diversity in their songs. You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's all just yelling and just extremely distorted guitars. You know what I mean? There's no tone or anything almost in them.
Yeah, no, there's no like, let's maybe try this for this song, something a little bit different. It's kind of just plug and play the whole